It goes to 1, 2, 3. The FedEx Cup is broken, and it annoys me because it's supposed to be so important. It's supposed to be the end, and it most definitely is not that. Like, it is legitimately up until where it's supposed to be good. It's phenomenal, and then as soon as it's supposed to get good, it's terrible. Like, the build up to the championship round.
BMW was the Illmatic.
Yeah, but like, you want to know why BMW was Illmatic? Because everybody knew whoever won that was going to be in first place, was going to have like a 3-stroke advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the system is busted. Like, to go ahead, even like for a diehard fan, cool. You could watch that and okay, cool. East Lake, Duke, whatever. But for the average fan who's looking and he sees at the end of the round, Rahm shoots 266, Cantley shoots 269, and then they see Rahm.
Well, wasn't it that Kevin Na and Rahm would have been in a playoff? Because yes. Kevin Na went low. Yeah.
9 Rahm. Like, it's that I don't understand. Like,
I don't like it either.
It's so, and I think I have a fix, and I'm curious as to. I think
I know your fix, but say your fix.
No. Say what you think the fix is, and then I'll tell you if you're right or not. I promise.
Well, I think it gets right into just what you talk about, Raul, in this pro. You like battle golf, and I think you switch the shit to seeded match play, and it becomes March Madness seeded match play.
So I thought about that, but the problem is that there are match play golfers, and then there are, like you said, stroke play golfers, and this is not supposed to be like the best match play thing. They have like 2 match play, the Dell match play events, right? I don't.
But that one's bogus. I don't like that one.
I think it's too different from what the whole thing is supposed to be, which is like, this is the best golfer of the year, not the best match play golfer of the year. Because even in match play, you could go ahead and win the match and would have actually shot worse, right? Could have had one blow up hole, and then the rest you go okay, but like you would have played worse. So mine, I have a solution. I know Caddy Will's going to hate it, but I think
I'm going to hate it.
I think it would be interesting. I think it would make for great TV, and it would add a new interesting challenge, like a new dynamic to the game of golf.
Okay.
And it still plays into the whole, you're building up towards this, like, being one going into the thing gives you something versus going into it 2 gives you something, yada, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
I say you play regular stroke all the way leading up. And then you get to, You get to the last tournament, right? The end all. You take the top 10 in the standings from finishing, like, in terms of points. And what you do, instead of giving them strokes, you give them mulligans. If you're first place, you get, in that tournament, you get 3. If you are second through 5, you get 2. 5 through 10, you get 1. You get right. So like, there's still an advantage for being first. There's still an advantage for being in the top 5. There's still an advantage for being in the top 10. But it's not like a whole stroke. It is, you get to choose when you get to use your mulligan.
It's like challenges.
Right? Now, I know you hate mulligans.
I actually like this idea. I actually really like this idea.
Because I'm telling you, could you imagine, right? Like, you hit one, you hit like early on day 1, you put one into the water, and you're like, damn, like that could cost me stroke, but like, is it worth it to use my mulligan now? Like even the announcers would be like, yo, should he use it? Should he not? You'd hear the caddies talking about it, like, oh man, should we use this? Should we not? Like, it would still make it so that there's something on the line for gearing up towards that. But it doesn't break it to the point where somebody goes out there and shoots lights out and they have no damn chance. Mm-hmm. Giving somebody 10 strokes on the guy or 8 strokes on the guy who's in 11th is ridiculous. Like, these guys are too good. Mm-hmm. The field is too close. That's way too much of an advantage. But giving somebody the opportunity to do a redo, like it could even be like, hey, like some guy saves his mulligan for literally the last hole, has a 30-foot putt for birdie that he needs to go ahead and push the overtime, misses that putt, but he's got his mulligan, so now he gets a chance at that putt again. Dude, like the dynamics of it would be crazy. Because you know that there would be some guy who wastes his mulligans and doesn't use them properly, wastes his mulligan on just like a shot that he like pulled or something like that. Or there's a guy like Bryce who's like, yo, I'm going to take 2 cracks at like, I don't know, taking the corner on the lake, right? Or whatever it might be. But
you said like, Bryson. You meant Bryson.
Bryce, yeah. Yeah.
You said Bryce. Yeah, I was thinking like, wait, bachelor party? No. Bachelor party, Bryce? Wait, what? Yeah.
But what do you think? What do you think? I think that that's the answer.
Oh, I think that's a cool answer. I like that. I do like that. I like it. The Tiger's last win was when it was just straight stroke play. And so I have a problem. The PGA Tour is messed up because it's false broadcasting. What the real Super Bowl of the sport is the 4 majors. That's yes. The real Super Bowl. So we're creating this false Super Bowl for money, but all these players are already loaded. So yeah, we're doing this. They get more loaded, but it's a non-contractual sport. So they could get hurt and they need that money for years when they're not, or they just want to make money. So good for them. But
the reason why I like the tournament is not for the players, it's for the caddies. It's like 15 mil for the players, nothing. But that chunk for the caddy,
right?
What his 10, 15, 20% or whatever for dude, that's
and that was I think it's Jimmy Johnson, Justin Thomas's caddy. He had after the Sawgrass. I have something to say about him, but because Justin Thomas faced no adversity this year that was not created by his own. He said a homophobic slur and he tried to walk it back like, woe is me. Like, I'm sorry. He like white guilty did. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, he did Titleist like anger management training. Bullshit, man. Like, I think there's a public facing apology he would need to do and just be accountable. Like, he doesn't need to do it like Tiger did with the I messed up and for ESPN. It's an active thing if he really wants to be down to be down. But that's meant not be who he is. He said something really weird that after there's a Monday qualifier who'd done like 23 Monday qualifiers, and he gave him a check just to support his PGA Tour career. And in his little statement, he said, everything on you, a lot of what you see on the news today is just bad. And I just wanted to really support this good news, just a good story. And it's like, it's that idea that like, no, dude, your story this year was you fucked up and you said something that was really whack. And yeah, your grandfather, I think his grandfather passed away, but the news on you, there was nothing that was not your own creating. So that's my Justin Thomas rant. I love him as a golfer. He's so talented, but miss me with that bullshit. I think Tour Championship, yeah, I really can't get up for it because it's not real golf. Like, it doesn't matter to the players. The major championships matter. And the only way it would matter to me is if the Tour Championship is a 5th major and they create a 5th major. That's the only way. And you play a dead stroke and you qualify for the top 30. You play at 0, start at even par, everyone, and it's a 5th major. That's the only way it makes sense to me. And they can give their money, FedEx money, but I really don't like the handicap seating. I don't like that because that's not real golf. And real golf is Super Bowl. Patriots versus Eagles started 0-0. Didn't start Patriots have won the last 4 Super Bowls and it starts 16-0 Patriots. No, that's bullshit. It's 0-0. That's real sports. And
it's golf a sport.
Absolutely is a fucking sport. I just think that this is funny money. So they're playing into the funny money that is golf. That there is a lot of hustling and gambling and creative games where we play games of matches and we try and win a hole, and then you can gamble off that hole, and that plays into a part of golf that is really important. But the only way it's creative to me is if my solution is if it becomes a 5th major. And I personally don't like a 5th major. There's only 4. So it's just the season is over after I guess the BMW championship. Like that should have been they should have cut the season right there. Bryson versus Cantlay was illmatic. That was one of the best. A dude shot 28 under and he lost on the PGA Tour. Like, it's just Cantlay was insane, and Bryson, there's no accountability in his game. He hits it into the woods, and there's not many four left, 4 right, and he is just pelleting people. There was a story a couple years ago at the Ryder Cup. Koepka hit somebody and it hit him in the eye, and it took out this lady's eye. Like, she lost her vision. And I really think to improve the PGA Tour, they should do it like baseball, and like you can't 200 to 400 yards, spectators not allowed because you could legit get smoked. And just have it as like a controlled walking zone. But that was one of the best tournaments I've seen in a while.